Arsenic. When people hear the word arsenic, most think poison. But there is so much more to arsenic. Let's take a deeper look into the history and nature of arsenic, and you'll see it's not just poison anymore. The word arsenic comes from a Persian word, zernikh, which means gold-colored. That word was adopted into Greek as arsenikon, meaning male or virile. The Greek word was adopted into Latin as arsenicum, which was later spoken in French as arsenic. This is the origin of the English word arsenic. The symbol for arsenic is As. Arsenic occurs on the periodic table in period number 4. It is a member of the 15th group, which is also known as pnictogen. Its atomic number is 33, and its atomic mass is approximately 74.9. The melting point for arsenic is 817 degrees Celsius, and its boiling point is 614 degrees Celsius. If you were wondering why the boiling point is below the melting point, it's because it sublimates. That means it goes directly from a solid to a gas. At room temperature, arsenic is a solid. In this experiment, you can see that solid arsenic is heated to gas form, but as soon as it moves a little way up the test tube and cools, it immediately reverts to a solid form, which you can see here is coating the inside of the test tube. Arsenic commonly occurs in 3 allotropes, each allotrope being an alternate structural form of the element. Arsenic's 3 allotropes are metallic gray, yellow, and black. The gray allotrope is the most stable form and also the most commonly found in nature. Gray arsenic is a semimetal and becomes a semiconductor if amorphized, such as in arsine gas. Arsenic is an element, and an arsenic atom has 33 protons, 42 neutrons, and 33 electrons. The 5 valence electrons forming the outer electron shell are the ones that handle most of the bonding that arsenic does when it forms molecules with other elements. Arsenic exists naturally in nature and generally takes 2 forms, organic and inorganic. Organic arsenic is much less toxic than inorganic arsenic. However, when combined into the compound arsenic trioxide, it becomes the deadly poison that has been used throughout human history going back to the times of the ancient Romans. In the Middle Ages, arsenic was often used in paint, makeup, and later in embalming fluid. A nickname for arsenic was inheritance powder because people would poison their relatives to get their inheritance money. Nowadays, arsenic in the form of arsine gas is used to enhance semiconductors. Since microprocessors are made out of semiconductors, and microprocessors are central to engineering most of our electronic devices, it can be said that arsenic is an important component of all the electronics and computers we use today. And there's more! Arsenic is also used in pesticides, herbicides, glass manufacturing, cancer medicine, batteries, and as a preservative in pressure-treated lumber. But some of these uses of arsenic have been causing problems. For example, in 2003, lumber factories were required to stop using arsenic in wood preservation because rain runoff from treated wood led to groundwater contamination. And many of the other industrial applications of arsenic are contributing to poisoning of groundwater. Because arsenic is listed as a known carcinogen, the EPA says that the maximum concentration of arsenic in water is limited to 10 parts per billion, but the problem extends beyond just water to other forms of contamination. One problem that affects my family directly is rice contamination because we eat so much rice. Rice is grown in water, and most of our rice is grown in California, which has one of the highest levels of arsenic groundwater contamination in the world. It's something my mom worries about a lot. Her family in China worry about it too. Arsenic was discovered by Albertus Magnus in 1250 AD. but arsenic was being used to poison people long before that. The Roman Emperor Nero was advised on the uses of arsenic by his physician. The Borgia Pope Alexander VI and his son Cesare were known to have used poison to eliminate enemies and take over their land. And China's Empress Dowager Cixi was rumored to have poisoned the Guangxu Emperor so that he would not outlive her and reverse her policies. There have also been many famous victims of arsenic poisoning, or at least people who were suspected of having been poisoned by arsenic. Napoleon Bonaparte is suspected of having died from extended exposure to arsenic in the green wallpaper that decorated the home in which he spent his last years. One of America's founding fathers, John Wythe, believed himself to have been poisoned by arsenic. His grandson is the primary suspect in his murder. One theory on the premature death of legendary British author Jane Austen at age 43 is that she had ingested arsenic. More recently, Claire Luce Booth died from brain cancer caused by the chips of arsenic-laden paint which covered the inside of the manor she inhabited while in Rome, serving as President Eisenhower's ambassador to Italy. There have even been many contemporary cases of arsenic homicide, such as in 1998, when Masumi Hayashi put poison in a pot of curry served at a festival in Japan and killed 4 people. Or there was the famous case of American Anne Miller Kontz, a chemist at GlaxoSmithKline, who, with the help of her boyfriend, murdered her husband by arsenic poisoning. The use of arsenic as a poison has been referenced in popular culture. The play Arsenic and Old Lace was turned into a major motion picture starring Cary Grant back in 1944.
Mortimer!
Dolly, don't. I'm nervous now. Don't do that.
Mortimer! Not that.
And the reason I chose the topic of arsenic is that one of my favorite books, Flowers in the Attic, arsenic poisoning is a major component of the plot. Most recently, a book has been written called The Arsenic Century, which discusses the popularity of arsenic during the era of Victorian England. As with most of arsenic's history, that book focuses on arsenic as a poison. But if you look closely, it is obvious that element number 33 on the periodic table has many uses besides being an instrument of death. In manufacturing and technology, arsenic has given life to key advancements of the modern world. So, as they say in Chinese, 吃饭了, which literally means, let's eat rice.